Hello, this is the TradeSite Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Thursday the 29th and Friday the 30th of October 2020. Hope you had a good trading day. We've had a good week with a couple trades, nothing special, but PayPal was certainly a good runner today for us, and we had a couple winners the prior day. The prior day, though, was so flat in the whole market. Just happy to have the winners we had. We've got 2 days left in the week. That's also 2 days left in the month. Statements will print on Friday as we head into Halloween. And then remember, we have the time change here in the U.S. Saturday night going into Sunday. Adjust your calendars and your times and clocks and everything else. And make sure you show up at the right time next week. With the election on Tuesday, obviously at this point we're getting closer. We've got the virus spreading around the world and the rumor of shutdowns, lock-ins, whatever you want to call them, in Europe hitting shortly. So we will see what happens. But obviously the market's not liking it. So the market down today. Let's look at the numbers and then we'll talk about what's left for the week as usual. We probably won't do a market preview for Friday, and especially with it being Friday month-end statement printing and ahead of the election. I don't expect much out of Friday. If there's anything, I'm hoping it's Thursday. So here we go. Here's the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market in futures form. You can see the drop. It's been a steady decline here for the last couple weeks. Let's go through the major daily charts. Crude oil is down a bit on the numbers. Closes at 37.39 actually. 37.50 is the current price. Gold down $1.30. The S&P cash loses 119 points. That's a big one. On the gap down too. So half of that's a gap. Keep in mind that red static trend line. Notice that was in place from back at the end of July. We went up to the highs at the start of September, came back, literally touched off of it to the penny, right? And so now this is going to be the key. Are we going to crack? If we crack that, we're in trouble. That's just bottom line. NASDAQ 100 down 456 points. SOX down 77 points. The biotech's down 108 points. Russell 2000 down 47 points. So again, as the virus spreads, as the concerns about the economy being hurt by this, and with the fact that no stimulus has been passed through Congress, with the Fed asking for some pretty big stimulus, and it's just not happening as we head into election week. This is not good for the markets. And there remains the question of, no matter who wins the election, will there be some sort of stimulus package passed between Election Day and Inauguration Day in January, and that seems tough. The VIX up $6.93 to 40.28. Trend closes at 0.96, puts the 10-day moving average around 1. NASDAQ volume 3.9 billion, so better than we've been seeing. It's the best day in 2 weeks. Things have been kind of boring. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ, look at that. Worst since one day in June. Bottom 7 or so of the year, negative 24.47 on the New York, negative 24.89, no, negative 25.09. Again, one of the worst. Seriously, the worst, except for one in the last 6 months. Google loses $88. Nothing pretty there. Apple down $5.40. Netflix down $2.69. Let's watch that red static trend line if this thing comes in. Amazon down 123.55. Tesla down 18.66. So the FANG stocks were definitely down. Facebook down 15.62. Goldman Sachs down 5.91 and approaching the static trend line there. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, up 15 cents, but kind of in middle range for the last few months. Dow down 943, and that's it. In terms of intraday action, here's what we got. There's your gap down. We actually, because the action was so flat on Tuesday, the pivot series and everything, all the levels were bunched and much higher. The gap actually took us past S4, which almost never happens. Requires pretty much a decent gap and a very flat day before. That's what we had. So none of the levels were even in play. Same thing here on the NASDAQ side. Not much to discuss there. All right, in terms of economic data left for this week, there's some big ones. Starting Thursday morning with the first look at GDP for the third quarter. Now remember, this is going to be a bounce back GDP number from the first and second quarter where things were kind of hurt. We'll see what that leads to. Initial and continuing jobless claims numbers, that's all at 8:30 a.m. Pending home sales at 10, natty gas at 10:30. On Friday, core PCE price index, personal income and spending, and the employment cost index at 8:30. Chicago PMI at 9:45. Revised University of Michigan sentiment at 10. Again, just a reminder, statements print Time change Saturday night, election next Tuesday, and then we can shake loose. But I think the market's focused more on the COVID situation. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading Thursday and Friday.